Hello, everyone. Happy weekend, and it has been a glorious one though. But it was rainy. I could barely even go to the store. But it was just so raining, and but we thank God. Still, we were there last week with the topic getting to know God, and we talked about not going deep into it because for some reasons, personal reasons. So today we're gonna talk about things and how to know this God even deeper, how to go deep into getting to know God. And last week we talked about 3 to 4 reasons or ways, sorry, 3 to 4 ways to get to know him. But yet it's just another way that okay, you can go like the how am I gonna put this? The most crucial way about knowing this God and how to know God, because God has to come with a lot of pureness, a lot of sincerity, a lot of you need to just be yourself and not seek like you just it's either God or God. It's either God or God. When you're already on the trip, it's either God or God. You don't have to be part of this or that. So you just have to be into the things of God. So how do you get to know this God? Like how do you recognize this God? First of all, our attitude matters. Like our instincts, like what does your heart tells you when you are in a scenario or an environment. Those kind of stuff is what brings us closer to God. Sometimes we listen to our heart, we hear our instincts, and sometimes we just deviate from it. And sometimes we are able to recognize it and just do to it. And if you're the type that get to do to it, you're just a step away from getting to know this God. How is this possible? There was a scenario I had an experience of it. So I usually shade my things outside, and when it falls, I have a neighbor that sells close to me. When my things fall off, he just try to bring them up for me, turn them back, and um there was a day, actually there was a day I was just walking, I went to buy something, and when I was coming back I saw these carton of stuff in the wheelbarrow being stopped in the outside in this store. So I was walking down, and just while on it, the breeze and everything, the wheelbarrow, I saw the wheelbarrow falling off. There was no way I could shout or do anything. So I saw the wheelbarrow falling off, and gradually it fell off. And everything was scattered on the road. So I was just like, myself, while still working, I was just like, this is crazy. So why they started parking, because it was all on the road. It was an express, not an express. Yeah, it was all on the road. Um, so they was just trying to park the things off so the cars that are already waiting they can pass, and I was just there. I was like, should I help or should I just come there? There was already people parking it. There was enough people parking it already, and I was just like, should I help or come down? Should I help or come down? I was just there standing there, just waiting for them to finish packing. And sometimes I think in some way I felt like, okay, I just need to go. So one of them had to wait for me to pass so I can go. And after I passed, I felt like, oh, maybe I should have just helped them. Maybe I shouldn't have, like, maybe, maybe I should have just give a hand, things like that. And things like that can lead us into sin. Things like that can be a sin to God without us knowing. That's why when you pray, you need to pray about, God, forgive me for things that I don't like, things I have done that I don't even know. Because that's a crucial prayer you need to do. Because sometimes you just sin against this God, yet you don't know. So whenever you're into prayer with God, you just have to plead for God to forgive you for things you're not aware of. So when you go against your instincts, sometimes it is another thing to have an instinct. It is another thing to. It is a thing to have an instinct. It is another thing to be able to distinguish or um you know differentiate these two. If it's a good instinct or a bad one, because our mind can come up with different things. And again, it is a way that God also communicates to us. That's another thing. God can communicate to us through nature. He can communicate to us through another person, like a servant of his, or he can communicate with us with um dreams, through dreams, bell motions or something. It's just even sometimes a writing on the wall. This is just it just have to do with your spirit being able to align with the things of God. And that is the most crucial part of it all. So you need to go with your instincts. When your instinct tells you this thing it has to be done, then do it. Don't say the father, oh, you're not used to it, you can just start it. If you're not used to something, you need to build it up. What you want, like if you need something, like you crave for something, you want something so badly, what do? You work towards it to achieving it. Except you just don't want it, then you just feel like you don't feel reluctant about it. That's another thing. But yet you have to build this relationship with this man. You have to build this willingness of your spirit and your heart to hear this man, to communicate with this man, to know this man, to work towards knowing this man. And each time when you prepare for mercy, that's well. So first of all, we have to do with our instincts. With our instincts, we'll be able to um give ourselves out for more words, for more life acts or life what's it called? What am I gonna put it on? Life challenges. That's the best word. And if you're with God, you are always prompt to go over challenges, no matter what it is. First of all, the God already knows what it is. It's just for you to figure it out as the time goes, as the day go, or as the year go. So, what is the first thing you need to do? Getting to know God, you need to have instinct. Working with your instincts in a way that it seems right with your body, with you. Because when you're doing something wrong, your mind kind of tells you, oh, you don't feel okay with it. Your body tells you, gives you signs and everything. But when you're doing something right, you just feel this joy in yourself, like, oh geez, this is really nice, kind of stuff like that. You need to work with your instincts and be able to recognize the word that has to do with God, because things about God has to do with good. So you can't be doing bad and tell me, oh, it's for God. Except, let me see, God can literally um make a nation go down for your sake. And if you want to classify it, will you say he's doing good or he's doing bad? That also we have to figure it out. Yet God is a God of good. He make everything possible for the good or things to come out. So when you whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is your lifestyle is, whatever it is the whole case is, you have to have this art of, okay, you need to pour it out to God as well. We talked about this on our previous video, talking about God, point out yourself to Him. Work with your instincts, and it's just going to go well for you and everything. And if we're going to talk about any other thing, because the instinct has a big role in our lifestyle, if we have to do in our lifestyle and the things of God, but if we have to go deep into it or talk about it, probably is going to be on our next video. But still on it, we pray. We just have to pray. We need to just talk to this man. It doesn't mean you have to pray every day, daily, but yet you can do this with your heart. How do you do this? You see yourself, without talking or anything, you see yourself giving this God gratitude, like praises, or oh, thank God, um just acknowledging Him, like praising Him, calling Him names and all that, instead of your mind thinking about the wayward things or the bad things you have to do. Another thing is we have to have this mind of, okay, we want to do this thing. Because you can't tell me like, the things of God just have to come with doing the right thing, doing the things that are right. That is number one of it all. And your instinct cannot be wrong with you. It can be wrong sometimes when you don't listen to it, when you don't vibe with it well. So that's when it comes that we need to understand ourselves and how things work with us. When you understand yourself, you know that okay, things are spiritual, we are spiritual, then you can start by, you know, being able to acknowledge, adapt to the good things and the best thing. And you see yourself having joy doing these things, because that's the end point of everything. Getting to know God give us this privilege of a love, since you have to have a sincere heart, but this have to come with this free will. You have this love, more of the love to even give out. If anything matter, you won't bother about grudges, you won't bother about if you're the type that have grudges, or you have one important thing, one thing or the other. This everyone have one weak points, a weak point, something like that. But this is not something that can bring us back. We can't allow these things to bring us back. We can strive to do better. And how do we know that? How do we do that? Through knowing God, getting to know this God, acknowledging Him, and learning about His Word. Because when you're doing all of these, to build that the right instinct, you have to know this God. You have to learn about this God. And how do you do that? Reading your Bible. Things like that have to come with, okay, not like you have to, like, okay, take a word from the Bible every day. You can start from Genesis, or you can just start from the middle or anywhere, but just try take a word every day. I recommend, or I will suggest you kind of go for um you kind of start from the beginning so you can know this God. Old Testament is not a non-go book. No. Old Testament had to do with stories, like things of this man, stories of this man and his wonders and everything he did, and his people, the people of Israelites, is only love people, the Israelites, and how they were swept out of the promised land, and strangers had to be into the land. And then from there, these strangers had other gods. And the God of Israelites, the God of the city of Israelites, was still battling with them. And then it came to a time where they had to call a prophet, from the Israelite, because Israel was later took as captive by a king. I can barely I think that was the king that was told to animal, um Nebuchadnezzar, yeah, kind of stuff like that. They were being carried out captive by the king of um King Nebuchadnezzar and all those stuff. And then the strangers, that was also a way for God to show them, like, it's just talking about the things of God, how wonderful He is, and His might, and what He can do when it goes off with you. So you going into a relationship with this man doesn't cost nothing. Actually, what it needs from you is your dedication, your willingness, your pure heart, your your zeal to do the right things. That's what matters. No matter what you're going through, or what you just so fond of doing that the words classify as so. I said it on my previous video. Most of the things the world classify as that are wrong, so wrong to humans, they are they are pointless before God. All that matters to God is your heart. That's the first part of it all. And when you're able to do with your heart, because the heart comes with a lot of thoughts, it comes with bad thoughts. They say out of the abundance of the heart, the man speaketh. And when the man speaks, sometimes action even comes alongside, kind of stuff like that. And your heart has to grow with love for people, love for yourself first, love for people, love to, do the things of God, the willingness for you to do the things of God, for you to live right with God. Because at the end, when the end time comes, we have to live this lifestyle. So you have to come to the point of you're bad, or that thing you're doing that is bad does not stop you from getting to know God. As in, gradually when you get to know this man, it comes with taking the stuff out of you. And the most important ones are being kept with you. So it's just a way of Know this man. Be free. Like, be free with him and be free with yourself. Get to acknowledge this man. We're going from one God to another is not the way out. Because we are spiritual as well. It's just like we're selling our spiritual self to other people to take charge for us. And that comes with a lot of bad um outcome, because you align with strange spirits that doesn't even align with you. I mean, it doesn't even some might not even align with your spirit. So it's just a heart of getting to know God. It comes with, that pure, like, you're doing this for God, you want to do this for God, you want to know this God. And I bet you when you do, it's gonna seal it all for you. You can't have God and you are being um sway around by enemies. No. They surely they what is it? He said they shall gather. Even Christ was surrounded by enemies. And the enemy himself came to tempt Christ. Talk more of us, talk less of ourselves. So they are going to try, the enemies are going to be around, try to do this or that. But yet, we have to have this, we have to take fear out of us too. This is a bonus, part of something we need to do as well. We need to take fear of us, and we need to do that. We need to learn to do that first. Because God comes with this, I don't know how to put it, He comes with um, this mighty, I don't know. If you're not strong, you might just be afraid that you can't even hold on, and you just swear off, this kind of stuff. And God doesn't align with a fearful heart. No, you need to be strong and stand still. Be able, be ready to face this God. Since you want to know Him, fine. So let's see what you're gonna do, or how you can, how you can fit with this man, or how you can stand this man. It's just a man that you need to have this. It's a crucial relationship with him, and once you have it, you're gonna appreciate ever doing so. So let's bring ourselves to getting to know this man, getting to be the strong self of ourselves, and just do the best part of everything. And I bet you that God is going to come through for you and just finish everything. Don't allow problem to be the reason you are going away from God. Don't allow setback to be the reason you're going away from God. Let the setback try, or the frustration, or the bad situation, let it try draw you back. But just have the fact of, okay, you need to go through. The more you climb, the more you try to take a step, the more you go forward, and the more you go back from there. Like, the more they lose their what's it called, um their hold of you, stuff like that. Just take a step to knowing this God, and when you do so, I bet you're gonna appreciate it. But it's a blessed week, it's a nice one. I didn't work today. I didn't go and work today, but yet it was a fulfilled one. We bless God for everything, and we just pray that we have a blessed week, a good Sunday as well, and God bless you.